Yeah, good evening. Wow, first time I've done 2 streams in a day in like freaking forever. So here I am. Let's see if I can get this shit going right. And there's the there it is. That's the little invite thingy for anybody that wants to possibly join in. Now, what you will see on this channel there's a lot of talk about a couple of people that have been, quite frankly, assholes. And these assholes continue on their merry way. What you won't see on this channel, or with me, on my streams anyway, when I'm doing it, you won't see me drunk. You're not going to see me eating anything, let alone eating something where you've got the chicken hanging out of your mouth down here, or you're drooling the frickin' coffee grounds and leaving it in your mustache and beard. Yeah, that's quality stuff there. I think we know who that is. I think we know who that is. Now, let's see. I'm going to go over here. And for a minute, I'm just going to stop the camera for a little minute. Because I need to go find some stuff that I had opened earlier. That I've closed. Because, having umpty-ump windows open kind of screws around with the memory just a little bit and slows shit down. So I closed everything up. And it shouldn't take me too long to find it again. Yeah, getting closer. I know it's down here some damn place. Was it that long ago? Really? No shit. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Maybe, baby. Yeah, there's one of them that I want. See, so I'm going to get into this right shortly, whether or not anybody actually shows up. Ah, look who's here.
So here's a problem. How are you, man?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
I'm good. Been a chilly past couple of days, kind of rainy, kind of pissy, but that's expected this time of year. No big deal.
Right? How's my audio, Harry? Because this phone is.
What? What'd you say? I can't hear. Your audio sucks.
Yeah. All right. I'll put my little headphones on here.
No, it sounds pretty good actually.
Really? It's all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're sounding pretty good. Well, I guess. Hang on. Shit. There we go. All right. I think I got to go like this. Okay, we got to share. So our buddy posted another video. He took that, he had that video up of this is on your channel, by the way.
Oh yeah.
He had that video up where that police officer, he called that supposed police officer, and that was supposed to somehow exonerate that child conviction that he's got, because you can't say the R word without it getting the video getting flagged.
The federal officer that.
No, he's talking about the fat guy with the wife beater.
Mm.
The wife beater cop interview.
Oh yeah, the wife beater cop. I was thinking of the fake federal officer, Stephen Bullock.
No, well, that's coming. That's coming.
Okay. Yeah.
So I called him out on that video because that officer got thrown off the Nashville police force. So his credibility's in the toilet anyway.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember the meme, but it was one of the front page memes. And I think it said wife beater cop exonerates
I have that.
convicted pedophile or something.
Yeah. We can't use the P word. We can't use the P word.
Oh.
Yeah, you can't.
Got to be careful.
PDF file. So Mark, we know you're listening because you listen to everything we do. So you are now known as a PDF file.
Yeah, we gotta be. I guess YouTube's been flagging videos, but here's what I was talking about. This is the latest video that he posted, and this is the federal officer crap.
Yeah, he's digging deep.
Now it's kind of amusing because this is an old phone call. Stephen makes reference to when he came on KAF because Mark was on KAF.
Right.
So that's going back what, 4 years, 3 years, 4 years?
I think 3. Yeah. Well, maybe 4. Yeah.
So,
yep.
But
he
here's
pulled
the
that.
thing. Here's the thing about that frickin' Nimrod, Mr. Bullich. As we all know, as Mark likes to say, here's what happened. Because you got it right here. He calls Stephen a federal agent, which he wasn't.
No, he was a, and it's on. I've got his LinkedIn.
Right.
And the he was a federal officer at the Veterans Administration, and the Veterans Administration, that would be a security guard. So I suppose maybe he was a federal officer, but it was at the Veterans Administration. So that would mean he's a security guard. He didn't work for the FBI, Homeland Security, so.
Well, what he has done in the past, and this is going to speak to his credibility, because I love doing that. I mean, I hammered frickin' Mark on his police officer crap, and he's going to get hammered now on the Stephen Bullich crap, because we have yet another case of lying his ass off, basically.
That's what he does. That's what he does best.
Because what Stephen did was he started Infinity Social Network.
Yep.
Okay. So, and we're all well aware of that. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I get the right screen up there. I think I'll get it here in a second. Oh. I showed it on my earlier stream too. So I know that the stuff's out there. So what he did was Stephen went out and he started Infinity Social Network. And I'll share this because we're going to the Wayback Machine Web Archive.
Way back.
Here's one of the opening pages for what was Infinity Social Network. Now, a lot of people did sign up for this. This particular screenshot is from April 6, 2018. And I signed up for it. A lot of people signed up for it. I didn't download the app for the phone though. Everybody knows how I dislike using my phone for doing shit. But just a few short months later, this screen appeared. Make sure you guys can see that one. Yes, you can see that one. And this was in January of 2019. And all of a sudden, this screen showed up. Infinity SN is taking a maintenance break.
Yeah.
Infinity services will be unavailable due to substantial upgrades, bug fixing, and overall stability of the site. We want to ensure that you have the best experience possible, and to do this, we need to take the necessary time to adequately make some changes within the site. Our platform, we want to make sure our platform is safe and be available once we are back up. We will make an announcement to all of our members via email once we are back up. Thank you for your patience and understanding.
Which never happened.
Nobody ever heard boo
No.
after this.
It was over. All the investors and Harry, if I'm sure you know this, but he has continually there are a few more social networks that he's tried to be the CEO of, and they've followed the same pattern. That people that and Steve, this was the funniest part. And I think you remember this. Steve thought he was going to get money out of Mark, and when Mark was scamming, you know, the Reunite America tour, Steve thought he became Mark's best buddy because he thought Mark had some money to put in to the social network, which probably never happened. But it's hilarious how two grifting scumbags got together and, and thought, you know, and Mark at this late date is posting a video of his conversation with Stephen Vulich on Elisa Jordana's show. That you know, Elisa Jordana had a plot to you know, screw up Stephen Vulich. It's like beyond hilarious. But Harry, how long have we been doing this? You and me and Kelly,
Long time.
Rob. You know, so it's not like, you know, surprising to us. But at this late date, when go ahead and do what you're doing. But when you're done, there's some new developments that tells us why Mark is so desperate as to put up a new YouTube channel and put all this bullshit on. And I didn't know this till a couple of days ago. So you go ahead, and when you're ready for me, let me know.
Well, and the thing with freaking, you bet you. Oh, you bet you. The thing with him trying to have Steve Bullets of all people speak to me. We go, this particular story, he wanted to crowdsource money for Trump's border wall. Now, the thing about doing that is, considering that it's a federally paid for thing anyway,
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
need crowdsourcing.
Yeah, I don't remember Trump asking
yet-
for crowdsourcing for his wall. I don't remember that. Steve,
No,
federal
because this was
officer.
simply another fucking scam. Now it says right here, and I know you guys can't read it, so I'll read it. So far, the campaign has raised $138 from 130 donations. But Gulick said word about the campaign is spreading. Okay, so giving credit where credit is due, I searched, of course, on the webarchive.org site and found this website that he had up for this money, to beg for this money. Now, what I found was on one of the pages, it only reported about $400 at that time. But when the page finally shut down completely, it was in the neighborhood of $50,000. And then the website got shut down.
No, what happened? No website, no wall, no social network. And I can't believe, and maybe now that Trump is really in power, and the FBI is doing what it's supposed to do, that they'll go after these people that have been defrauding, including Mark. And that, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself because that's part of the new information about Mark and Bob. But yeah, Harry, if and I'm sure you've seen this, it was that social network and then another one, and he played himself off as, and maybe he was a veteran of the Gulf War. I don't know, but anybody that puts that they're a federal officer of the Veterans Administration on his resume, that means you're a security guard. That's what that means. So I really haven't done a deep dive into Vulich, but it seems like he, just like Mark Cruz, Reunite America tour, the hurricane relief, they're scamming money, and Steve is just a lot better at it than Mark is because Steve has gotten a lot of money. But if you go through that, there are, I think there's two more social networks that he parlayed his experience as, I guess, a veteran, to get these social networks going, and a lot of people invested, and there was no social network, and the money is gone. So.
Yeah, one of them was called freedom.fan. And I don't know, the thing that gets me is how do people like this continue to get away with outright stealing?
Well, because the FBI for the last 4 years have been looking to put Trump in jail. They've been looking to jail January 6th people. And tell you the truth, from if you know the history, and you do, the FBI have been jerk offs. They were founded by a gay guy, Herbert Hoover, and the whole culture of that organization reflects what they are actually capable of or doing, and hopefully under new leadership. But it takes a long time to change the culture, and I really don't have a lot of faith in anything they're doing. But at least they're trying. in the history of the FBI, there's never been a new director that has vowed to change the culture. But the culture of the FBI is not to put guilty people in jail. It's to make deals for politicians, and yeah, they put some people in jail where it looks good for them so that they can keep getting funded, but they're not a real law enforcement organization in my
Here, you're gonna love this. That's his freedom.fan social network. I think you can see that. Oh, nope, not yet. I got to share it again. There we go. There it is. That's the freedom.fan social network. Freedom is a social network built on the ideals of trust, honor, respect, and integrity. You have none of that. Who designed this website for you there, Stephen? Was this Miss Martha's third grade programming class? Look at this shit.
maybe it was White Dove Web Design. Maybe Jennifer designed that.
That wouldn't surprise me one little bit. Nope, and they didn't change it either. And see what happened 2022. Up, and there it is. 2022, it's a dead site.
Deader than Dillinger, and all that money, and the thing is, from what I can see, a lot of good people donate to this stuff, and Steve gets the money, and then he doesn't produce anything. So
Yeah, I don't know if we should let this bald motherfucker up here.
it's about time you painting fucking.
What the fuck you mean? I've been backstage 20 minutes.
No bullshit. I just looked over here like 2 minutes ago. Give me that 20-minute shit.
You tuning bitch, Randy.
Are you
I got
smoking?
fucking paint. See the paint,
Yeah.
motherfucker? That's paint. Trust me.
You said you were playing guitar. Don't fucking lie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of people say a lot of things.
Yeah.
So my friend there posted that's legitimate legal authoritative, whatever. But yeah, what Mark did could very well be a crime, depending on the state, depending on a couple circumstances. If he knows, knowingly posted that, and Stephen's not a federal cop, and they were complaining and trying to intimidate people, like, well, I'll get my contacts. Let me know. I still got my contacts, and I will share my contacts. That was a threat. And, law enforcement don't take kindly to being impersonated if you turn them in. But you got to actually turn them in. But Mark posting this shit, I believe, is a crime in and of itself. We're still busy waiting on an answer. If it's a crime done from Tennessee or not, it's going to depend on the state. It's all in the chat there from K9, man's best friend.
Yep. But there's good news on all these fronts, because there's a couple things going on. There's a new FBI director, so they're actually enforcing the laws.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Which brings me to what I'm doing. I'm just documenting every fucking thing I can document for a pattern of behavior and staying off the fucking web my own damn self, because I don't have a pattern of behavior. I might come in here once every 6 months, talk to a few friends and that, but these guys are laying down patterns of behavior that's what it takes to stop them, to put a stop to them finally.
And Harry, this is good news for you. this is good news for you, Harry, because if you've been following the news, the left has been swatting social influencers on Facebook and X. So they've. Now I think this law was actually in the works before all this happened, but there now is a new federal statute that covers swatting. And why you should be happy about this, Harry, is that Bob Jones, who didn't have you swatted, he had me swatted. He just is harassing you constantly about you being a serial killer. But Bob, and we had screenshots of Bob giving my address to Botter, who I was actually swatted, and I'm
Right, I remember that.
Yep. Yeah, that was on. I think that went off live, as a matter of fact.
Can I inject something right here at this point that fits in? Message to Bob. What everything John's telling you, on top of that, there's an executive order to go with all this. But,
yeah, but if it bumps to Bob, you know who it's going to bump right to too.
Yeah.
You know exactly where it's going.
And we're getting
here's the deal. When Bob, when you sit out there, so I'm not talking about you, I'm talking to you because you're watching. There's a big difference. When you sit out there and you say, I'm 50 million, 80 million, I'm fucking get me 20 million. You know what? You go ahead and you spend your money like that, okay? Because when I sign up, and Harry and John and Joe and Abracadabra and Swin and everybody signed up for Discord or YouTube, there's this little thing called privacy policy, okay? And in order for them to honor that privacy policy, they don't just give information to a court order. You gotta goddamn prove your fucking case to them first. See what I'm saying? They're going to tell you no. They're going to ask for you. And when they look into you, buddy, thousands of fucking hours of you harassing people and the things that you have done to people, Bob. The things you have done, like the poor fucking woman, her husband and her daughter died on a motorcycle accident. Bob was on there 24 hours later saying, well, you fucking whore, if you'd have fucked him, she wouldn't have been on the bike fucking your own. Bob, this is what we got. You need to stop. You're only going to hurt yourself.
And Bob, you need to make a deal, because we've been in touch with the prosecutor's office in Ohio, and actually Dog the bounty hunter, who he wants to get some camera time, and we can pay him to come down and snatch your ass up in Texas and bring you to the court in Ohio, and that's a felony, Bob. And
they could legally snatch him up. Yep.
Yeah, we just have to pay, because and they're working on it. I talked to the DA up there because Bob called the DA.
I know I'm going to make enemies here, but I do feel some sympathy for Bob. He done that shit to himself, but I do feel some sympathy because he's showing out for all these lies and promises that his leader's giving him.
Yeah.
And the leader won't show his goddamn face, and Bob's holding the bag on everything. I feel bad for him in somewhat of a way, but then I don't feel bad for him, because does he know better? Yeah or no?
Yeah. And we'll tell you right now, Bob, because they're looking at it anyway, and you can either be a witness or you can be a suspect.
Hey, Rob.
Well, if there's more than one person involved, he definitely has the right to up his plea bargain and deal with them and roll over on the other guy. And
there isn't more than one person involved. We know, and getting back to the swatting new federal statute, Bob, we know that Mark gave you my address to give to Botter. We know that. They that's already been settled by law enforcement. And all that's left is for you to corroborate this and get yourself out from under a very serious federal charge. And I hope you do that.
Don't waste your money if anybody gives it to you. Don't waste it trying to sue Discord because they have that privacy terms. But I'll just give you the information for free. I got screenshots, and we all three got Discord screenshots, and we'll give them to you.
Bob, did you remember when you were in Discord and you told everybody in Discord that you gave Botter my address? We know where you got it from, Mark Cruz. We know that because he has YouTube channels up with my address. He's doxed my address. We know that he gave you my address, Bob. And if you'll testify to that, you might just get probation.
Hey, Bob, if this all goes down, you got me too. You know, Mark tried this whole plan on me, and he lied to me, and then he lied to me, and I just caught the motherfucker lying. I get the fuck away from me. You know, who the hell are you? I was smart. You got left holding the bag.
And I feel bad for him too, dude, because we were friends with Bob. You know that. You know, Bob knows that. I mean, we looked out for Bob.
I know exactly the coercion he's putting on Bob. He's telling him you feel them buds on your back, Bob. Those are angel wings. They're about ready to sprout, you know, for loving me so much. Bob, I know exactly what he's saying to you.
Yeah.
And if you had a half a brain in your fucking head, you would know this recent video posted with Stephen Bolich wasn't aimed at us. That was to keep you in line, buddy. Go back and watch it again. I would give him another shot, but no way. I keep forgetting. Harry's not a goddamn murderer. So how do we deal with that?
Well, and we know that Mark is behind Bob doing all the shit against Harry, you know. So Bob, you just need to come to Jesus and you know, tell the truth. You know, we know because you were a different person before Mark got a hold of you. We saw that whole fight thing and whatever went on there in the garage and all that. And we really don't want to know, you know, the details of what happened there. But you were a different person. And we were all friends with you, basically, you know, before that. And we know who's manipulating you, Bob. And you're about to do time up in Ohio for a serious charge. And
I wouldn't do any time for fucking Mark Connors like that. I wouldn't do it.
come on, Bobby, you can come up here right now. There's Harry. You know, we don't censor people. You know, Mark blocks everybody. You know, people on the internet block everybody. You can come up here right now, Bob, and say your piece. You know, we don't block anybody. And the stuff you've done against Harry, me, Rob, our families, my ex-wife's 80-year-old father down in Cape Coral in Florida. And with the new laws, Bob, all that's being taken into effect. And you're going to go down for that because you did it. But if you can give up the manipulator behind all this, which is Mark Cruz, we all know that, you might just get through this with probation. So now's the time, Bob.
He won't come up here.
Yeah, I doubt it.
He won't come up here. He's a gutless little fuck who hides behind, and he hides behind in that. I'm sorry to say it, but there ain't a whole lot he can do to change my mind now after the shit that he's pulled for the past 3.5, 4 years. Sorry, he's got me up to ready for this, and I find this hilarious as hell. 400 murders now. 400. Yeah, right, Bob. Really? You really think police?
I think he's doing you a favor, Harry. 400 is so listen, nobody will believe it. So he's kind of doing you a favor there. But yeah, who
Yeah, of course
understands it?
nobody's
Though?
going to believe it. Nobody believes half the shit that comes out, he spews out of his mouth anyway. I know this. When he went on his Canada rant about a week or so ago, he pissed off a freaking podcaster from Canada that has got way more followers than Bob's got. And this gal has been lighting his ass up.
What's new? What else is new?
Yeah, but we all know, Bob's not that smart. He's not a very smart guy.
But he's got to be smart enough not to buy into a fucking 3-year-old phone call with Bullich.
You would think, but and Mark's not smart, but Mark's just marginally smarter than Bob. and
Mark keeps digging deeper and deeper and deeper. He's breaking the law which way he turns. All we need is to push it.
Well, we're pushing it. I was talking to the DA's, not the DA, but the DA's secretary, and they have a felony warrant, and it's perfectly within. They're working on that because a lot of information is coming into them. There's new federal laws and everything else. But I offered, and we're going to do this. We're going to start a GoFundMe to get Dog the Bounty Hunter to go down to Texas and get Bob and take him up to Ohio. And because
wouldn't it be easier for Harry to make his charges, and then once they get him to Nebraska, Ohio will come and get him then from there. It's a short drive.
But we're working on it, and the good news is that's all the new information, that there's new federal statutes. They're taking internet stalking seriously, and especially swatting, Bob. And you remember,
is those new laws retroactive, or do you got to recommit the crime again?
Absolutely, they are. Absolutely. And right now, Jackson County Sheriff's Office is liaising with the FBI on my swatting, and the information they have is that Bob gave my address to Botter, which he said in Discord, and but Bob, I know you.
I have that screenshot of that. Him saying that, yeah.
But Bob, we know Mark, because Mark tries to dox me his little jerk off, YouTube channels that he has. He puts Greenwood on there, and he knows my address, so we know that he gave you
Great
my
news, Spectrum Internet customers. Now you can try Spectrum Mobile risk.
That's the commercial, Bob, for you doing the right thing.
Oh, I muted it out real quick.
That was an attorney, Bob, and you're going to need one. But, you just have to tell the truth. We know that Mark manipulated you. We know Mark gave you my address. We know Mark got you to do his dirty work. So you could, like I said, you can either be a witness or you can be a defendant.
We all got receipts too. We all got full blown archives. Think about it.
See, and that leads into Mark. That leads into Bob's latest crap of he's begging for donations. He's got a Cash App because he's wanting to sue everybody. He's going to sue the federal government. He's going to sue the FBI. He's going to sue the White House. He's going to sue everybody.
$55 million.
And then the state of Texas and the
Three
county
times,
Hidalgo,
55, 3 times.
the police department in Hidalgo, and then he's going to come after Team hate. And I'm like, okay, well, wait a minute.
Okay. All right.
So you're gonna subpoena me into court, really? After you've contacted my landlord in Virginia, which I can still prove. After you contacted my landlord in Virginia's job and tried to slander him to hurt his credibility on his job that he'd been at for like 30 years. So they knew that you were full of shit. You contacted my son. And I've got proof of that too. So you really want to drag me in? And you actually think that, as Bob says it, subpoena. It's not a subpoena, according to Bob. It's subpoena.
Harry, there's a term for that. If someone is weaponizing the law, the legal system against you is what he's fucking doing. And he's doing it against everyone. Constantly threatening lawsuits, filing false police reports. He does that all the time. I got to get all my phone police reports. He's doing all this. He's constantly threatening lawsuits. He's filing false police reports and has. That's how he ended up in jail the first time down there in Texas. And he's trying to use law enforcement as a tool for harassment. And the only option is to legally shut him down by calling the cops on him. False legal threats.
Oh,
Baseless police reports. Doxing, doxing. He's trying to use the legal system to dox. Is what he's trying to do, and that's a crime. And I hope they smack the cuffs on him when he files his fucking lawsuit. Because I'm going to be the first one on the damn phone saying, "Look, you got this motherfucker in there filing a lawsuit because he's doing it on YouTube."
And Bob, I want you to do something for me, because I've been talking to the DA up in Paulding County. And they're willing to work with you, okay? And if you do that, what comes down on you will be a lot lighter if you give up Mark. And we know Mark's behind all of it, so.
He'll think differently when the bracelets go on. Then, I'm sure he'll do the right thing.
All right, and I've told Mark this before too, but when they come and get you in Texas, this is how it works when you got a warrant. They put you in a van, okay, down there by the border. And we know you're by the border because you have probably previous rapes that they haven't identified by DNA. But now they have your DNA, and that's more news for you, Bob.
You want to tell him how? The roommate? He'll never know which one, though.
Yeah. One of your roommates happened to see the cops at your door, and they were investigating you and what you were doing, and they had a beer bottle that apparently was in your mouth, which is, that's a gimme. That's obvious that happened. And now, Bob, they have your DNA, and what the Texas Department of Law Enforcement is doing is running your DNA against previous rapes in the state of Texas. And we know there's more than that one, Bob. You got out of that one, but there's a lot that they're called cold cases, where they had DNA when it actually happened, or they took samples, but they couldn't process them into DNA, and now they are. So they're running your DNA, Bob, against every rape case in the state of Texas for about 30 years. And if you pop up on there, guess what, Bob? You'll be going to court again.
John, the bottom line of this whole conversation is, is the repeated threatening of lawsuits to manipulate someone or multiple someones is harassment. And he filed false police reports to go with it. He's bringing up, and it's a bogus lawsuit. He is committing a crime.
A lot of crimes.
Well, they all are. Yeah, they just ain't been fucking to the reckoning yet.
And
They
Mark,
ain't been out to the woodshed yet.
Mark, we know you're listening, Mark, and we know that's why you're so upset. And Robbie from Great White has got a whole other legal thing coming at you now too. So we wanted to and this was an update, but it's an update mostly for Mark because he needs to know what we're doing, and he doesn't get enough information usually. But so Mark, we're telling you what's going on. No, number
Hey guys, I'm
one.
gonna go 10-7 for 15 or 20 minutes. I'm gonna
Okay.
call Tennessee. I'm gonna
All
call
right.
Portland and make a police report of the Stephen Vollich videotape where Mark's claiming he's a cop, and we'll just find out if it's against the law or not to do that knowingly. I'll be back.
All right. So it's good news, Harry. Your harassment's going to stop. My harassment, everything these guys have done. Not to mention it's a convicted pedo that's doing this. So that's good news.
Well, and he doesn't really, honestly, neither one of them got much of an effect on me anymore. I mean, because I come on here just like tonight, lit him up. And I told him on the stream earlier, hey, if you want to start this shit all over again, that's fine. That's fine. If Mark wants to start this crap all over again, because what he's pissed off about is he thinks that it's our fault that he lost that gig with Great White. All that shit. And I'm like, no. Had you kept your mouth shut, you'd probably still be working there.
But Harry spilled the beans on us. He told them, and Robbie's 14-year-old daughter was smart enough to realize this, that you and me kidnapped him at gunpoint and took him down to the Rio Grande. The Rio Grande. See, Mark, if I kidnapped you, we'd be going to the Everglades. We wouldn't be going to the Rio Grande. But this was Mark's story. We took him down to the Rio Grande at gunpoint, and we hung him out over the the Rio Grande River, where alligators were snapping at his head, I guess. And as far as I know, Harry, unless you're in Louisiana and down towards East Texas, there might be crocodiles in the Rio Grande. but
No, there's no crocodiles. There's no crocodiles. There's no alligators. They are not down in that area.
Yeah, the migrants swim across that river like every day. But Mark, this is he's got a pretty good gig. He's working as a vendor for an established rock band, and that's not enough for him. He has to tell them about his stalkers, you and me, and Kelly too, that kidnapped him at gunpoint and took him down to the Rio Grande River, where alligators snapped him, at his head or whatever happened, but he didn't tell them what happened after that. So I guess what we did, Harry, is we loaded him back up in this van and we took him back to Tennessee and just let him go. And he told this as a story to his employers, Great White, that he's working for, and just unprompted, from nowhere. They didn't like what he was doing, and they were probably going to fire him anyway. But Mark took it upon himself to tell, the tale of us kidnapping him at gunpoint. And Mark, I'll just tell you right now, I'll say, if I would have done that, you wouldn't have been around to tell anybody about it. and it would have been the Florida Everglades, and you can fill in the rest. But
Well, I want to know in regards to that, why isn't anybody in prison?
yeah, he didn't report it though. He didn't even call the cops.
But why? If somebody drug me 2,000 miles away
Mm-hmm.
and hung me over a creek with a bunch of freaking animals in it, and then drove me back and dumped me off, first place I'm going is the cop shop.
You would think. You would think. Well, we're just bad individuals, Harry. I don't know. We get away with murder. You get away with 487 murders.
Whatever it's up to now.
Yep, and me and Kelly are kidnapping gang. you know, that
And
kidnaps Mark Connors at will.
did you listen to that recent phone call that he posted?
Which one?
The one with Bullish. Did you listen to any of that?
Oh yeah.
Because there's a reference in there where he talks about, well, I had a heart attack and I have this and I had that. I'm diabetic and the doctor told me that I can't go out on tour anymore. Well, what the fuck are you doing running around with Great White?
This is another lie. But he was sick, and he is sick. That if you watch, then this was back from the restraining order days when all that played out, and then he came back online, and he had lost at least 30 pounds. He looked like a scarecrow all through the Elisa shit. He looked bad, and I can't imagine what he looks like now because he's running around. He bought that limo and the Great White Limo, and that never panned out, and that gay trike, and now we did a Google search on or Google Earth on his property, and the Great White Limo that he bought, because he thought he was gonna be the manager for Great White, is sitting out in the yard like the stage, from the Reunite America career. The just Google Earth is hilarious, and that big white limo that he thought was going to make him money, and not to mention he stole $10,000 worth of their merchandise, and that's going to be adjudicated too, Mark, because guess what? Heather has rolled on you. So a lot of good stuff, Harry. And we don't, we're not on the internet as much as we used to be. We you got Bob eating shit and barking at the moon, every night, and Mark putting up his little channels with all his old bullshit. But the good news is we're all friends, and the best thing that happened about that is that we're friends. We're friends with Rob, Rick Murray, and
Yeah, I got a quick question for Rob. Have you been to India recently? Exactly. He knew.
You want to trade locations? Exactly. Sit out there in the chair. No, I'm all of a sudden my ears hurting. And
all right.
you can have the rest of this too.
Right? Can you hear him, John?
Wait! I got the stand by. The what hurts Mark most is that my hot wife whipped his ass. we actually had that on our refrigerator, a picture of Kelly, and that a girl whipped his ass. So Kelly's going to bed now.
Okay.
Say good night, honey.
I'm going to bed because I have a really bad earache.
Okay.
So you guys are doing
Earache my eye.
How'd you like a butt ache? But that's what anything we do, can't compare to that. That's what really pissed Mark off, that Kelly had his ass, So she's going to bed.
So the fucking advice I got is to contact the Do Nothing IC3. Big deal. I ain't gonna do that.
all that for you.
Nope. I got a line with the Paulding County District Attorney's Office, Rob.
But of course, with the new laws and new rules and the new pushes, IC3 may, they have new leadership now. They may actually do something.
Yeah.
I guess.
But the Bob actually called and left a voicemail for the district attorney in Paulding County, where the reason he got the felony was that the guy he had identified wrongly as, I think, what, your brother, Rob, or something.
Nothing to say. I got nothing to say. I'm not in
Oh,
it.
you're a witness. You're a witness. Oh, sorry.
I'm not in that one there.
But what
Not to
they
that
say
point.
is Bob had misidentified an individual who happened to be a sheriff's deputy in Paulding County, and
and he wants to blame somebody else for his dumb shit.
and called this guy so many times. The guy's a sheriff's deputy. He's like, "What the fuck," And he didn't know who Rob was, or I was, or you, Harry, but Bob zeroed in on this guy as a relative of Rob DeHaven. So they recorded all the phone calls. They got a felony warrant against him, and he found out about it some way. And so what does Bob do? He calls the DA, the district attorney in Paulding County, and leaves a voicemail motherfucking him. and they've left it there, but that was before all the new laws, And what I tell them is like, look, this guy is damaging families. He's going after innocent people, and he's still doing, what he's doing. And you guys have a felony warrant against him. And they told me flat out, if you can get a bounty hunter to go grab him in Texas and bring him up here, we will prosecute him under the warrant. So that's we're going to put the link on cruise control for, and I'll go in on it. I'll put some money after that, but it'd be nice because Dog the Bounty Hunter is a famous guy. He's gotten a lot of criminals, but he's interested, and I emailed him, and he's like, you pay my fee, I will go down to South Texas and bring his ass to Ohio. So that's there's just a lot of stuff going on, all these new laws, and but we're going to post a GoFundMe link, and anybody that wants to donate for the cost for Dog the Bounty Hunter to go down to wherever Bob is in South Texas and grab him. And see, the thing is, Bob, what happens with that when you have a warrant and you've avoided it, they can take all day. Dog the Bounty Hunter can come to your house and grab your ass and put you in a van, and then he'll go to Dallas, you know, and he'll get a couple fugitives in Dallas, and they'll put them in the van. And I told Mark that when Mark gets extradited, you know, eventually it'll be the same thing. Then
Well, there you go. You just solved it. All you had to do is check the wanted list, right, and see how many of them motherfuckers might be in Texas, and they could swoop them all up at once. Yeah,
Right.
and make it worth the trip.
Right. And they grab them, they put them in a van, and they handcuff them to the floor of the van, and then they go to the next town. So Bob's at the border. So they'll get Bob at the border, then they'll head north, and maybe they'll get to Dallas. And then they dump them all off at a county jail in Dallas. You know, they take them out there so they get processed, and they sit there overnight. And then they pick them up in the morning, and then they go back in the van, only there's more people in the van. And the extradition process goes on through all the states. And by the time Bob gets to Ohio, he smells really bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's made a lot of new friends, you know. So
Yeah, you know, all that talk about Africa, that would be another crime. It's called flight to avoid prosecution.
yeah, no bail. No bail.
Yeah, we got tornadoes here too, Rick.
That's the other thing about, you know, getting extradited like that. There's no bail. And then when Bob finally gets, and Bob, you need to think about this, because if you were me, I would get in touch with the DA and rat on Mark, you know, and you might have to avoid all this process, because when Dog the Bounty Hunter snatches you out of your halfway house or wherever you're living at down
But
on the border.
To your knowledge, John, I mean, that is a truth, right? To your knowledge, I mean, Mark tells Bob, you know, find all these people, and we're going to sue them, and we're going to do this, you know. Poor old Bob gets drunk, and he's wound up. He gets on the phone going, yeah, you motherfucker, you know, like that. I believe Mark masterminded it all.
Absolutely, dude.
He's fucking just as guilty.
With whatever happened, and nobody knows. And I think Mark lied to Bob and told him that he had something on him when he went down there. And Bob whooped his ass on the stairs, and then they went into the garage, and then Bob was against you.
Well, I bet you $1 to a donut. Mark told Bob the same bullshit he told me. Oh, there's this shit in the works that's coming down. I got this contact, and everybody's going down. We're going to RICO everybody, you know, and I'm going to keep you out of it. I'm going to keep you out of it, he says. And then if you go against him or don't answer the phone or anything, he's like, man, I'm trying to keep you out of it. Why, you know, and he's controlling like that. And you can't control me, you motherfucker. Who do you think you are? But anyway, I know he's doing the same shit. He's calling Bob when he does, and he says, you feel them bumps on your back? Those are angel wings about to sprout. I know exactly what he's telling you, Bob. He tried that shit on me. You know, for as smart as I think you are in his strategy games and that, I'm smarter than you because I got the fuck away from Mark. I recognize the bullshit. With you two, you and Mark, like game recognizes game, I guess. And you take that any way you want to take it.
You mean smelling like game recognizes smelling like game?
Yeah. Bob, I feel for you, but you got yourself in trouble. I watched the video. Man, he said on the video, he told the cop, he goes, on the video, and they got it for evidence. He goes, I never knew it was this much fun stalking the motherfucker. There ain't no way out. The only way out is
they have that video. And the
the
district attorney has that fucking video.
Yeah. And then Harry,
that's exhibit A, Harry.
yeah. Harry, when you find out you're charged with a crime, you know what I always do is I get the district attorney's voicemail, and I motherfuck him anyway. I can't. Dude, I wish I had that because I talked to the secretary and she played that to me, dude. I wish I recorded it, but there's a recorded phone call between Bob Jones and the district attorney of Paulding County, where he's just, and, the secretary is cool as hell. She's like, you got to listen to this. You got to hear this.
If it was my stream, I'd play it, but it ain't my stream.
Dude, I couldn't ask her for a copy, but I heard it. I heard it. It was priceless. Bob, that's not the way to interact with law enforcement. What you need to do is, go to Hidalgo County. We know the public defender's office won't represent you, but just go in there and throw yourself on the mercy of the court and tell them how Mark Cruz has been manipulating you since you had that fight and whatever happened in the garage. Maybe he sexually assaulted you.
When Mark was on his way to Texas, well, he lied about all that shit too. That really pissed me off, made me yell. But yeah, he lied. He that son of a bitch. Don't let me forget what I was going to say, but I'm getting sidetracked here. But that son of a bitch would call me like every hour and go, "Oh yeah, almost hit a cow. Oh, well, yeah, there's traffic. Oh, there's a hitchhiker. I ain't gonna pick up."
Yeah.
He was on a fucking airplane. He was on an airplane, and he just played that shit. Then when I found out he was on the airplane, he called me and told me the cops had him pulled over. Yeah, the cop had him pulled over, and then it was interesting choice of names that he used for the cop. It was the same cop that was involved with him ratting on his mom and the camper full of cocaine and all that. But God damn, that motherfucker can lie. He lie like a rug.
Harry, can I drop you a link in here?
Yeah, you can drop a link.
All right, let me see.
I forgot where I was going with that, as usual.
All right, stand by. I gotta find this.
Anyway, Bob, he almost got me for a minute. Then I ain't that fucking stupid, and I ain't a follower, Bob. I ain't a follower. I don't think you are either. I really don't, and I think the honeymoon's about over with you guys.
Well, he had.
Pretty sure you've got him in a few lies.
Mark hadn't done jack shit in fucking months. Actually, a couple of years. And now here he comes slithering out from underneath whatever fucking rock he's been under.
Yeah. The rock.
So Harry,
rock at 1, 2,
Harry,
such and such lane.
Harry, that was the Mark Connors master plan. The master plan was to go down there and deal with Bob, right? And then once he did the praying thing and turned Bob, turned that shit around a little bit, right? On the way down, he kept saying, imagine, Rob, you're going to be the guy that took down Bob Jones. He's untouchable. You're going to be known. You're going to be famous for taking down Bob Jones. We are. Like, okay, dude, whatever. And then the whole plan was to for Mark to take Bob and turn Bob for Bob to turn on Harry.
Right.
I helped him. I'm sorry, Harry, but I didn't know it was going to happen for real. Like, okay, yeah, that's funny. Ha, ha, ha. But yeah, that's the master fucking plan. And this is evidence now. I said it on a video. It's fucking evidence. Mark Connors, you're doing this shit. You're leading Bob around by the fucking nose. And you got him in trouble, and you don't even say you're sorry to the guy. You don't show your face. You don't defend him. You don't do any fucking thing except let him hold the goddamn bag. And he's too fucking stubborn. Bob's too fucking stubborn to admit he was wrong.
All right, Harry. I put the link in, and Mark doesn't know this, but
you don't got a door? I don't got a door either.
Mark
Sorry.
doesn't know this, but that restraining order is still valid. But I put the link in private chat if you want to play it, Harry.
I'm getting in trouble. I'm getting in trouble. I don't even have a fucking door to my computer room, and neither does the wife. What are you going to sue me for, Bob? They don't have doors.
Bob,
Here, I'm gonna pop something up here real quick. I just found it. So, see that little thing right there, Bob, and Mark for that matter. That's the officer that's working on my case. And I took his name out in the email for him so that you fuck nuts can't freaking call him and drive him goddamn nuts with your happy horse shit. But suffice it to say it's real and it ain't going away.
Shit, Harry, you should put his number on there so Bob can call him.
Are you guys aware? Are you guys aware there's a hit on Bob Jones? This Bob Jones, our Bob Jones, for government terrorist watch list? I found it. I believe I sent you a screenshot. It's on Intellis, the Intellis site you pay for. Now, I'm not going to pay the money to see it or what it is. If it tells us what it is, I'm not going to spend my money on that shit. But yep, it's there. It shows a fucking page. It shows a hit. Government watch list.
So come on, Harry, play that link. This is great history in the Mark Connors quest to make.
I wish Bob would come in here right now and be our friend again, and Harry too.
Now, fuck Bob. At this point, fuck Bob.
I know you're gonna get mad at me. God damn it!
No.
Come on, Harry, play it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Harry. I don't blame you.
Lying his ass off about me, calling me faggot, calling my friends, calling landlords, telling freaking lies about me being a serial killer. Fuck Bob. I don't give a shit. I hope he hangs. I want him to get just as much rope and he can hang himself.
Right. You're most likely gonna take him down with a case though, so you can't change it. Stay where you're at, man. Don't
Harry,
that's why I don't like getting involved in this shit. I just don't want involved.
Play the link.
You can't make everybody happy. Here we go again.
I know what you guys. I know what you guys tried to do, but none of it fucking
I'm
worked.
gonna team up with Bob and take y'all down.
Say Harry Brogan. I dare you.
Fuck
Harry
that
Brogan.
bullshit.
Say Harry
I can
Brogan,
say
Mark.
anything I fucking want to. Fuck off, John Boy.
Say Harry Brogan.
Fuck off, John Boy.
Say Harry Brogan.
Fuck. Hey,
Harry
you know what?
Say
You know
Harry
the only
Brogan.
thing that's hairy in your life, John?
Say Harry Brogan.
Is your
Say
wife's
Harry Brogan,
cunt.
Mark. Say
Your
Harry
wife's
Brogan.
cunt.
Say
Your
Harry
wife's
Brogan.
cunt.
Say Harry Brogan.
Your wife has a
Say
hairy
Harry Brogan.
cunt.
Say
Your
Harry
wife
Brogan,
has a
Mark.
hairy
Say
cunt.
Harry Brogan.
Your wife has a
Say Harry
hairy
Brogan.
cunt.
Good, it's back in style.
You know what's going to be Harry? It's Jennifer's trust.
Oh my
They're
God.
going to be liable.
I won't part of that
You'll
fucking
be homeless.
trust. I won't.
Bring it on. Bring it on, Rob. Bring it on, Rob. Bring it on, Rob. Bring it on, Rob.
Yona Leah Trust, Mark.
Bring it on, you guys. Bring it on, man.
Does that ring a bell?
Bring it on. It rings a big bell.
Why
Bring
don't
it
you
on.
put Jennifer on?
Bring it
Does
on.
she know she's going to be booted as
She
trustee
wouldn't
and
waste
you're
her
gonna be kicked out
fucking.
of your
She
house?
wouldn't waste her fucking time.
He never did say Harry Brogan, did he?
No, Robin, I'm not pissed at you, but I'm so sick and tired of this fucking bullshit that I could just frickin' spit bullets.
I don't blame you, and I keep forgetting, and I'm sorry. That's really insensitive of me. I'm not that insensitive. It just I don't know why that just keeps going to the wayside. And I was telling John on the phone like yesterday or today that I find it fucking disgusting at the shit they've done when to you on the web. It just fucking disgusts me, dude.
Bob would have to go a very, very long way for me to forgive and forget at this point. I mean, we're talking a long fucking way because he has harassed.
Well, Harry,
But me not being Bob's victim like that, you know, Bob's shit is kind of like he says, 400 murder. You know, nobody believes that shit. It's the shit that Mark has done is far worse, far fucking worse than anything Bob's done.
Yeah, and
Well,
Harry,
you can Google my name and that shit doesn't come up, so I'm not worried about it.
Harry, you don't have to be the motherfucker's friend, but if he rats on Mark, you know, because you know that Mark's behind all this.
Well, yeah, I'm very much well aware of that. But Bob also is an adult, and he knows when to fucking stop.
Yeah.
What I'm telling you, Harry, me personally, maybe one of the reasons I keep forgetting, because I know that was Mark's master plan. He tried to get me involved in it, and that's the plan, to get Bob to go after you. And Bob is doing that. He's going after you.
Good.
But Mark puppeteered it, mastered it, and planned it and plotted it. It's true.
Well, Mark is a lying sack of shit himself. And see,
Yeah, but Harry, you know,
on the stream that I did earlier, I told Mark, just like I'm looking at the camera right now, and I told him flat out, if you want to start this shit all over again, I'm more than happy to oblige. Because I
personally, I can't stand Mark because he's a liar. He lied to me time and time. He's a liar, and I don't like liars and thieves. I don't like them.
And he's both.
And he's a child rapist.
Plus one.
Into the bargain.
Plus one.
But you know, Harry, and believe me,
I don't care if Bob flips on Mark, fine. Hey, that's all well and good. And hey, kudos to him for doing that, because he finally grew up and got his head out of his ass.
Harry, I can't possibly imagine Bob getting picked up on this felony warrant and not flipping on Mark. I can't imagine not flipping on him.
Bob was flipping on everybody when he did the 911 call.
Everybody.
and I get you, Harry. I'm not forgiving Bob for everything. And he my ex-wife, her 80-year-old grandfather in Cape Coral, you know, you don't get off for that. All I'm telling that fucking asshole is that the only chance you have now is to rat out the guy that gave you all the information. And I'm not Bob's friend. I'm not going to be his fucking friend. And I get it, you know, because all of us and Rob, his family has taken the same shit from this jerk off, and funny enough, that the warrant Bob has is for identifying Rob's family member that wasn't his family member, and it was actually a deputy sheriff in Paulding County. So I get you, dude. We're not trying to make friends with Bob. We're just trying to get Bob to do the right thing and rat out the scumbag that's behind all of this. Because without Mark, none of this would have happened. None of it.
Well, you know, I just I tell you, you know, I have my theory as to what happened in that freaking garage and their little kumbaya session. Yeah, it's not very nice.
Well, tell us your theory, Harry.
Sure, I'll tell you the theory. Not a problem. I don't have a problem with that. Why not? You know, Bob's got that big old full beard, and that's prison pussy. So, and you know, Mark, Jennifer is just a beard for him.
Right.
So they're beard buddies. They went to that little garage, and now Bob doesn't want to say anything against Mark because Mark will come out and expose Bob for the gay person that he actually is.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Because what else could have happened in the garage? You know what?
Well,
what else?
considering there were 5'10" roommates there, Mark was there. You know, they exposed Bob to Mark as being gay, and Bob had to make a fucking deal.
Yeah,
Because
the
they
whole
know what Bob does if he's
butthole
going to the
challenge,
tranny bars
you know?
and bringing them in there, bringing them home in there.
And look how often he talks about the gay stuff and the gay lifestyle. And who else has a butthole challenge?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
betting that the roommates corroborated the theory that Bob was gay, and then it's out. It's just out now. Mark has it, and you're right, Harry. That's his fucking secret weapon.
Yeah, we had the same theory, you know.
See, and to be a little more specific, even at that, if you listen to him and his butthole challenges, he never challenges a woman. It's always a guy.
That's true.
Always.
That's true.
He wants to look at men's fricking asses.
Holes. I think you're right. Because what else could have happened? Okay, so Mark shows up, you know, on his doorstep, and Bob grows, you know, one nut, you know, to, you know, basically knock him down the stairs, and then, you know, it all is smoothed out, and they go in the garage. You know, we all know, and they told us that. You know, how do we know they went in the garage? Because they told us that. And then after they come out of the garage, you know, Bob, who just knocked this motherfucker down the stairs, you know, is his best friend, and embarks on this, you know, journey to swat me, to make Harry a murderer, and call, you know, everybody's family members. So absolutely.
Right back to the beginning. That was Mark's plan all along before
Yep.
he even went to Texas.
Yep. He knew Bob was weak, and Bob would blow him. What else? What else could have happened? I mean, what? You know,
And don't give me this whole crap like they pulled on frickin' Alicia's show with their little fake fucking prayer crap.
yeah.
Yep.
Bob,
I got that video too.
Bob was praying to the mushroom. You're right, Harry. Absolutely.
Full disclosure, I got 4 fucking hard drives in my desktop, and I got a couple plug-in ones, you know, and me going through everything on Bob and the hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and thousands of fucking hours of video for the right clips, because you got to, you know, he says you clip it, make him bad. I say you got to clip all the bullshit out around the truth. But anyway, crashed my fucking computer. It was down for 30 hours. I mean, it took me like a day and a half to get shit back up. I still ain't running full speed yet. And I'm blaming it. I'm blaming it on that. Something crashed me good. I lost 2 fucking hard drives. I lost my C drive and I lost my F drive. I just blank and they're gone. They overheated.
Well,
I got a home, but I got a fucking home server from Best Buy. Everything's on there.
Jennifer Goland is a computer person, you know, so. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Bob got in the garage, and Mark said, "I've got this on you, and you're going to jail if you don't blow me." And Bob blew him. and Bob's life has been fucked ever since. So it's all right, Bob. We don't care that you're gay. You know, you did what you had to do. But you got to come.
He can be gay. It don't matter.
Yeah, and you know, you got to come clean, bro. You know, or you don't, and we don't give a fuck. You know, if because both of you will do the same time if you don't rat him, Bob. So we really don't give a fuck.
All you got to do is look up them gay bars in McAllen and send his picture, and somebody goes Brad on him. Because he used to talk all the time about going down there. It was a walking distance, and he said, "Hey, I got no." Yeah, you remember them days? He talked about going into the bar to pick up lesbians, black lesbians. So I'm sure a picture shown to them, yeah, we'll get all the truth in. But I don't want it. I don't care, Bob. You could be gay. As long as it's consensual.
Yeah, I think whatever happened in the garage was not consensual. I think Bob was threatened into blowing Mark.
Maybe it's the other way around. Maybe Bob fucking Mark.
But let's just put this another way. You, me, or Harry, we go down there, and well, Mark would have been unconscious after the meeting on the stairs. But say he survived that, and we we went into a garage. Who would have come out of there alive?
We got no doors to close.
Oh, that link that I shared over in just a general chat, that one down there says Goblin Queen. That's the gal from Canada that he pissed off.
Mark pissed off somebody in Canada? Or Bob?
No, Bob did. Bob did, yeah.
So I think you're right, Harry. The theory is correct. Bob, you just should have gotten up and beaten the shit out of him instead of blowing him. It's led to all this.
What in the world is that squeaky noise?
That's Bingo chewing on his ball.
Oh, okay.
We got a zoo, Harry, got a zoo down here.
Oh, I know that. I just couldn't figure out what it is. I'm like, where the hell's that noise coming from?
What's that fucking noise coming from? So it's good news, though. So basically, we have new federal statutes. We have a federal swatting statute, and we have Bob admitting in Discord that he gave Botter my address, and we know that Mark Connors or Mark Cruz gave him my address to give to Botter. So that's basically a slam dunk under the new federal swatting statute. So that's bad. That's bad for you, Mark.
I'm gonna bring this up now too. Here's something else for you. Here's Mark. When you get fired from someplace, generally you move along and go about your business, but you don't give them free publicity. But here's Mark, still trying to ride the coattails of Jack Russell and Great White. Look at this shit.
Yeah. What a fucking maggot. What a maggot.
This page is not authorized by Great White.
Mark, what happened to that interview you were going to post, with Heather? I know what happened to it because I was on the phone when Portland PD was calling her, and she was freaking out.
Hey, can I read something here? It's the truth. Masterminding, harassment, and stalking, can I read this, is a crime. If someone is orchestrating harassment and stalking, using others to do their dirty work while keeping their hands clean, they are still legally responsible. Many states and federal laws recognize indirect harassment and stalking as a criminal act. Legal consequences for masterminds. Shall I continue? Even if they're not the ones directly making threats, coordinating or encouraging someone else to harass, stalk, or dox a person is a crime under laws such as, and some of these are pertinent to Portland, Tennessee, and some are federal. Number 1, federal cyber stalking, US 18, blah, 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 blah. Number 2, conspiracy laws. Oh, if they conspire with others to commit harassment, they can be charged even if they didn't personally carry it out. Aiding and abetting. Yeah, Bob said that one. So he knows that one. I got to explain that one too. State harassment and stalking laws of Tennessee. And most states have laws making repeated coordinated harassments a criminal offense. Civil liabilities. Yeah, we're getting into the lawsuits here. What? Yeah, what? Sorry. I could go all day. Go ahead.
I said, oh, Bob.
That ain't old Bob. That's old Marky. That was all about the mastermind.
Oh, and the best thing is we have it all recorded.
I get up every morning and go look at cruise control. And look. I see all the videos and the comments and the.
Well, Robbie told us when they were shit canning Mark, and Mark was doing his why crap, and Robbie told, and this was all done over the phone, of course. Robbie said to Mark, he said, Mark, I have 2 words for you. And Mark says, what's that? He said, cruise control. And he said, Mark went off the fucking rail.
There's a meme that says that very thing. 2 words, cruise control.
He just freaking, I mean, we're talking, the way Robbie described, when I was talking to Robbie on the phone, the way he described it to me one time was, he was freaking like that white foam coming out of the mouth mask.
But
Mark, you get that shit coming out of the corner of your mouth.
2 words, cruise control, motherfucker.
Mark. That page is more fucking fun, I tell you. Over the years, and it just continues to get better and better and better. And more people look at it all the time.
It's the WSMV video. Antifa took down my garage.
Antifa tried to take down my school.
That was his response. I
don't feel like Antifa.
But see, even at that, John, even at that, Antifa tried to take down my school. No. Number one, that's not true. It didn't happen that way. But he can't freaking admit to anything.
Right. You motherfuckers, Mark, you motherfuckers, and Bob, you destroyed my livelihood. I made a comeback, but you destroyed my website and my livelihood and my income. They called my donors. They called up my fucking donors. They found who the sponsors were. Donors, sponsors. Actually, I don't call them donors because they were sponsors. And that's how you guys found them, through the advertisements. So, you want to talk about damages? A lot of counter lawsuits, except it don't fucking pay. You don't own anything. And well, Mark has assets. Mark has assets. He just wants you to believe he don't.
No, he doesn't.
He does.
He's got the big white fucking limo.
It's okay. I'll take a big white limousine. I'll take the Liberace trike too.
Yeah. I think he's got Liberace riding that in the garage. And he's got maybe one of those old limos that he has. I'll have to.
This is
But
this is the way I
Mark,
tell him. This is the way I
Mark.
tell him after I spend them dry. You know what? You may have hidden your assets, Mark, but guess what? Nobody in your family will ever die, and you will ever get an inheritance if I sue you.
Oh, you mean his family that he ratted out to the feds?
I don't think they're going to leave him anything to you, but if they do, a lawsuit would take care of that, wouldn't it?
Or Tracy Mulvaney? You think when she dies?
Oh God, John said the Tracy word.
he's waiting for her to die. When
Word
Tracy dies,
is she had to pay him up twice to leave her alone.
I haven't seen her will, but I guarantee you, somewhere in that will, there's like 10 grand to go to a hitman to wipe him out if he's still alive. You know, absolutely. You're dangerous.
In that phone call too, I did notice that he brought up. He said, "You know what? When to Bullich, well, you know what they're trying to do to me? They're trying to get me to commit suicide."
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and Jennifer. Yes, they're trying to get Mark to commit suicide. They did.
Ain't this the guy that faked the suicide, jumping off the bridge with the guy from Michigan?
Yeah. God, I'm telling you, really, we need to get our information together. And
hey, Mark Connors, I got a little piece of advice for you, Mark Connors. You better get that picture off of Zillow with the firearm on the coffee table because you are a felon.
Yeah.
But see, there's 50 ways to fuck up every crime you commit, and if you can think of half of them, you're a genius.
remember the one of him and Jennifer in the shooting range?
Oh God.
That's called proximate knowledge of a firearm. You can't go into a shooting range, Mark. You can't have Jennifer have a gun in your presence. And you're doing a video of you in a shooting range.
Hey, there's grounds to sue her. Right there.
Yeah, the trust. I'm just too bored. I'm just too bored because if that trust ever finds out what these two scumbags have been doing, they will.
You see there, I think you're a pretty nice guy. I think you're a pretty nice bunch of fucking people because you haven't made them aware of that yet. I mean,
yeah.
Worst case scenario, you could have, but you didn't. It makes you nice people with a heart.
Keyword, yet.
You feel them buds on your back? Them's angel wings. You're getting ready to sprout.
Well, it's
psychological fucking bullshit's what it is. And he did have that call that shit on Facebook. This is my archangels.
Yeah, those fools. Yeah, they had they were addicted to like they were like fire rescue or police, and they had these. I forget what it was. It was that app you could get on where it was push to talk, and we had their push to talk where the archangels were. They had like this group.
How much effort, Mark, did you put into stealing somebody's fucking song? You know, there's a cover of your song that is like in 4 days is past it in views and likes. and you're a professional singer.
Yeah. What's up with that? Oh, we're gonna have fun when we go down there. Mark, I'll tell you right now, you can call the police, you can call the FBI, but me and Witz I'm gonna get my motorcycle, he's gonna get his motorcycle, and we're gonna meet in Portland, Tennessee.
What's the fucking weather, Carl? God damn it. I'm tired of talking about it.
Yeah.
What's the weather tomorrow?
It's a little rainy. We'll wait for a while. You know, we'll wait for a while.
I can't. I got to work. God damn it.
Well,
you don't understand work. You're retired.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But Mark,
but
you
know,
and
that a few days.
Me and Witz are going to ride down to your hometown on Harley Davidsons, and we're going to talk to everybody, and we're going to get them on camera in Portland.
First stop, Baca Clubhouse.
yeah, and we're going to hook up with Baca, you know, because you're a member of Baca. You're the only pedo member of Baca that there ever has been. So we're going to do that, and we're going to interview people in your hometown, and we're going to come.
It's not a member patch.
We're going to come and see you with all those people.
That patch is not a member's patch. That's a it's kind of like when you put a patch on that says support 81. Support 81 is you support the Hells Angels, but you're not a member. And that little bitty patch Mark wears is just that. It's a support patch.
So,
because he probably bought it at a fucking rally someplace for $5.
So Mark, me and Witz and the Baca guys are going to take a ride out to where you're at, and we'll be in.
So Mark, if you call the damn cops on us, John, if I get arrested, I'm going to have to finger you as the mastermind. I'm the drunkie joker. You're the lead joker here.
I'll take that. You know, my only regret in life is not knocking him the fuck out in that courtroom. You know, that's my. You know, I don't have a lot of regrets. You know, I've had a good life. You know, that
he lied on you, John. He lied on you to me. He said, "Oh, I know, John. We was in planet Jupiter, Florida, or somewhere like that. You were working in the same, both DJs on a radio station." This is what he told me. Yeah, and he knew you, and blah 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 blah. And then he was all shocked when he saw you in real life. He's like, "Oh yeah, he's a little taller than I thought he was." And, you know, like, oh really? I'm thinking to myself, "You lying motherfucker! You're lying again. How many times is this motherfucker gonna lie to me?" He never stopped. He never stopped lying to me.
And the you know, the deputies in the court, they knew, and it was a split-second decision, you know, dude. And it went through my head. It's like, all right, if I hit him, I'll probably kill him.
Well, he had that big pile of internet fucking, you know, scans and copies and all that. There's no good starting place for that shit.
Bag of screenshots. You know, he submitted to the judge the X-ray picture of a dick in his eye.
He lost the fucking case right there when he said internet. You're social media. Yeah, well, you lost right there.
Yeah.
Mark, you have the right to turn it off. You have the right to block.
The judge is looking at it. It's an X-ray of a skull with a cock in its eye, and that Mark, is submitting this as evidence. Our evidence was a certified record of his his, his conviction as a pedophile. That's what our attorney and the judge had to explain to him. This picture of a cock in your eye it's not,
Here's an oxymoron for you. Here's an oxymoron for you.
not evidence.
Bob Jones, when I met him, the day I met him, he was going to teach me how to stream. He was going to teach me, take me under his wing and teach me. I thought he was a harmless old man. Boy, was I fucking wrong. But he was going to teach me. Yeah, I played the game for a little while. He teach me all right. Now he wants to sue me for what he taught me. Okay, Your Honor. I guess I did good. What an idiot.
But I'll never forget that, dude. And it was all in my mind. And it was all like in seconds, when the judge asked him, do you have any, and Jennifer was smart, she said, no. You're right. Do you have any relationship with these people? Do you know them? Is there any sexual relationship? Jennifer's like, no. And then they asked, and I'm standing next to him, dude. And he came into court with a ball cap and a t-shirt, and they made him take the cap off. So I got this little bald-headed fucking troll standing next to me, and we're decked out. Kelly's dressed to the nines. I got fucking alpaca fucking blazer on. We're dressed. And I'm standing next to this little fucking nothing, bald-headed nothing with and the fringe of his hair was like 9 different colors, and they ask him, do you have any relationship? That was his thing, that Kelly was his groupie, and Kelly was fucking him, 10 years, before we even knew him. And so the judge asked him, do you have any, same thing as he asked Jennifer. And he's standing right next to me, dude, right next to me. Like,
that's all a lie, because like I said, he was shocked at your descriptions, you and Kelly. He was shocked in person. So he had never met anyone in person.
No. And realize it, dude. I'm standing there, it's like the witness stand, and he's standing there, and his head is like 12 inches away from me. So I'm thinking this, I'm like, what am I gonna do here? It's like a Donkey Kong, it's like a flat fist on top of his head, that I can do like no problem. And all this is going through my mind, and they ask him, do you have any relationship with Kelly, sexual, whatever? And he says, well, and Kelly's head's whipped around, fucking my lawyer's head flipped around, my head flipped around, and we're looking at him. And he bows his little faggot head and says, no, and still I'm thinking, he's within arm's reach. I'll go to jail. And the next thought was, if I Donkey Kong him on top of his head, I'll probably break his neck. And, I really didn't want it. I probably would have went to jail for a while. And I thought, well, I won't do that. So that's why he survived that court hearing. So, Mark,
I would think, him being a 7th degree black belt, he's documented that well, that any weapon you pick up would be legal to defend yourself, because he's a 7th degree black belt.
Yeah, it was close, dude. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, all right, you go to jail for assault. It's not a big deal. It's fucking Donkey Kong, this motherfucker, and they knew actually the bailiffs in the court. They could see what I was doing, and what I actually did is, when the bailiffs came forward, I just kind of played it off and like I was taking a hair off my shoulder and just fucking. But I regret that. I should have just fucking Donkey Konged him, right there and went to jail. Yeah. But Mark, we can do it again because Rob and I are coming up there.
More restraining orders.
You can come out to your property line and get all froggy with us.
What's that Mark used to say? I'll stand there and bullhorn your house and ain't not a damn thing you can do about it.
Yeah. Ace.
That neighbor will take you in. Hang out over at the neighbors all day.
The last good live stream we had, right, Harry, and I have to do this again. I haven't had time, but we have to get the 911 calls to Mark's house. and our last live stream, actually, we talked about Mark calling 911 and how Maximus Marcus was the caller to 911 about a dog complaint.
Yeah, on one of them, he claimed, on one of his calls to the cops, he claimed to be Marcus Maximus.
I was like, "You're a gladiator. Go over and kill that dog." What the fuck? Maximus
Ain't that
Marcus.
kind of a crime too to misidentify yourself like that to the police?
Maximus Marcus is calling 911 because the neighbor's dog is like, "You're a gladiator, dude. Get up there and go kill that dog. You got a sword, don't you?"
Yeah, but he's got that little itty bitty Maximus tattoo on his arm that he's so proud of. My first tattoo was bigger than that one he's fucking got.
Maximus Marcus calls 911 on a dog complaint. Dude, you can't make this shit up. And we haven't. And Mark, we're gonna do this because you're funny and you're amusing to us. We're gonna get the 911 calls from last year and see how you've been. And Mark, I can tell you, Portland PD hates your ass because I had no legal standing in any of this, and we talked to them about what you're doing with Heather, and they called her and they played the live response from her to me on my phone. So Portland PD is no friend of yours, Mark. I wouldn't call them ever again. And Sumner County Sheriff's Department likes you even less. So when Rob and I come down there on our bike ride, in a month or two, and you call the police, that's.
Hey, for the record, I go to Tennessee every year, so nothing special.
Yeah, well, I'm specially going.
I go ride the dragon every fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
That's a ritual.
I'm going to confront Mark Connors that puts up YouTube channels about me. I'm going to go and see him. I'll ride up your driveway, Mark. How about that? You can come out and we can have the same showdown. How about that, buddy? It doesn't matter, unless I kill him. But I don't think I'll ease up. You know, when I hit him, I won't actually kill him. What do you think about that, Marky? Or we'll have some fun and we're gonna fly a drone and right up to your front door. How about that? We can see the limousine, the big white limousine, and the tour camper.
I wonder if there's an ad in the paper for that limousine for hire. I
You
want
better
a
do.
limousine.
Officer
have fun, Mark.
Preston, that was that cop's name, guys.
Sorry, Harry. What?
Officer Preston, that was that cop, that disgraced cop.
Oh yeah, the wife beater cop that Mark interviewed.
God, I remember that one too.
Mark, I'll tell you right now, don't ever call 911. You know that you should never call 911 because Portland PD, Sumner County sheriffs, they know you, bro. Just stop calling on your neighbor. And he got a dog, didn't he? He's got a dog to challenge the neighbor's dog, right?
I don't know. I don't remember hearing anything like that.
Yeah. He built.
I think they should check. Animal control should check that dog for human DNA.
Yep. he built a little dog pen, and that's Mark's way of getting back at his neighbor. So, well, it's all right, Mark. We'll come and see you. We'll figure all this out.
Yeah, I'm still mad at that cocksucker. Played me like a fucking violin for about a good 10 days. Jesus Christ, all this shit was made up.
Yep. It'll all come out in the trial.
Yeah, I'm waiting. You know, Mark come out with the Stephen Volich video, which I feel like is a threat against Bob Jones. He's threatening him somehow or other. Like, you know, he's telling him, I'm trying to save you from what's about to happen and all that. But anyway, it sure is funny, the timing of that. Bob done a video the night before, and he actually didn't say, Harry's a murderer, I'm suing everybody, 50 million, 20 million, 80 million. Bob had one of his nights where he doing what he wanted to do, and he was talking, and he said, you know, the money coming up from Trump, right? He said, I want to buy a laptop, 2 laptops, you know, a nice phone and a car. And the minute he talked about spending his money, his own personal money, not on fucking lawsuit bullshit, but he talked about, you know, doing something for himself, 2 laptops and a car, mainly. Mark come out with this fucking video the next day, and he probably tells him, don't worry, it's against them. But I know it's psychologically, what do they call that? Subliminally designed to control him. He's trying to, you know, that's Mark's MO, period. Bob literally was talking about buying himself a goddamn car, doing something for himself. He needs, God, Lord knows he needs a car. He needs teeth. He needs a lot of things. But the minute he does talk about his own self, Mark pulls his fucking shit out of the woodwork, you know, the Stephen Volich call. Where they just, you know, and here's another thing, Mr. Bob. Mark could tell you all he wants that was 3 years ago, 5 years ago, however many years ago it was. He could tell you that all he wants. But the fact of it is, he posted it yesterday. He posted bad shit about you yesterday. At the same time, you're taking, oh, look at you. Look what you're going through for him. And he won't show his face. Just saying. Just saying. You guys can elaborate on that or you can leave it alone. I don't care.
You get it, Bob. You get it.
I think there's a point to be made there.
I just love to see Mark have the balls, which he doesn't have to come up against us ever again. You know, Mark, we know you're listening. You can click on Harry's stream and come up here, but you don't have the nuts, dude. You can't even talk to us, you know. And you're letting Bob take all the weight, but you'll never. You said, Mark, they'll never get me off the internet. Well, we got you off the internet, asshole. But you can come back on the internet right now. Harry's running a stream. We know you're in the chat.
Well,
Click on the link.
This is something else to think about. I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. But this is something else to think about, and it's a very serious note. Right now, as it stands, if Mark's masterminding Bob's got the warrant, but then he probably could plead out. But at the same time, Mark is watching all this shit, and he gets fearful that Bob might plead out on him. Just follow me here. What can Mark do? Oh, he'll call them and say, oh, yeah, they're trying to do this, and this, but I'll tell you the truth, you know, and Mark will make the fucking deal not to get arrested and cook Bob. The question is, can't I know you can't trust Mark, but Bob, do you trust Mark that he ain't doing that? Do you honestly trust that guy that he ain't calling and making a deal on you because he's scared you're going to make a deal on him? Think about it. Is this shit out of the realm of possibility? I think not.
All right, Harry, I got one more for you. Hold on.
I don't think I got to call it quits. I got to go to bed.
All right, I got one more for you.
I'm getting tired up here, so we can do more again. I'm trying to find those damn police calls. I can't find them, so I'll look for those and
we'll get them. We'll get them again.
Bob, you're welcome to call me one time, not 20, but once.
All right, guys. We'll catch you guys later.
All right.
Good night, Harry.
Have a good night.
Did he leave us up here? Are we backstage? Did he leave us up here? Oh, there you are. Okay. Good night.
It's lagging for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, the whole internet's doing it all over the place. I think we're being cyber